What's going on, AI Marketing Academy? Jason Pantano with you for your October 2025 AI Rookies lecture called One Shot Marketing Plan. Yes, it is October and it is time to think about what lies ahead. What is the future of your business? In this session, we're going to be giving you the prompts and strategies to put AI to work to help build what will be a world-class greatest ever marketing plan. And there's going to be some elastic qualities to the marketing plan. You could choose to build your whole 2026 plan. You could choose to build a 30-day plan, a 90-day plan. You're going to see how all that comes together, because really the focus today is we're putting AI to work to be your ultimate collaborator in terms of building out your marketing plan. And it's critical to have a plan. I mean, my goodness, we know there's no shortage of shiny pennies in this industry that could be distracting an agent, a team member, a whole team. There's so much happening, so much change. Some of it's fearful, some of it's new technology and innovative, and it can feel really intimidating to think, I want to do everything. But we're going to talk today about how you can focus on the right activities to produce the right result in your business, because at the end of the day, AI and technology, these are just tools that are designed to go to work for you based upon your goals and ambitions. And we're going to put things in their proper order today. I think Michael Porter said it best of all. He said, the essence of strategy is choosing what not to do. We're going to leverage AI to help you determine what you should and what you should not do in your marketing plan. And a note I want to share with everybody. There could be some of you who are watching this video right now and thinking, I really do want to build an awesome marketing plan, but sometimes there are marketing tasks and tactics that I want to put in my plan that I just don't know how to do. I lack the skill or the knowledge to do these kinds of ads or this form of digital marketing, to which I want to remind you, isn't that one of the great things that comes along with AI, is that a learning curve has been obliterated because we can get it to tell you exactly, first do this, and then this, and then this. Now, we're going to be getting into the full marketing plan, but I have some basic, I'll call them principles in terms of marketing planning, and then you're going to see how this comes together. One note for you as I'm just sort of setting you up for what is to come. The outcome of this session should be that you're going to use a tool like ChatGPT to help you build your marketing plan. But I have put myself as a marketing coach inside of the prompts I'm going to share with you today. And so what it will feel like is as if you're having a strategic session with me, coaching you through your marketing plan to put together the ultimate 2026 marketing plan, focusing on what you want to do, what we should not do, what we should start, what we should stop, where we should double down. That's going to be the outcome of today's sessions, because a marketing plan, like I've said before, is mission critical for your business. I would make this argument. These are the three principles I want you to bear in mind about marketing plans. First, that a lack of know-of and know-how is costing you business. This is going back to what I said a moment ago, that AI is the ultimate leveling of the playing field. Knowing how to do something, knowing of what is possible. My goodness, you can ask AI, hey, what have I not thought about in my marketing plan that if I was a savvy agent or a savvy team or a savvy brokerage, in 2025, rolling into 2026, I should be thinking about what should be on my roadmap. And now you have this AI that is connected to the possibilities that could be put into your marketing plan, working on your behalf. And then I already talked about the obliteration of learning curves, where maybe you don't know how to run ads on Meta, or there's some complicated procedure where you're lacking the knowledge to execute on it. Well, my goodness, that's a perfect use of AI to help you just, again, I've said it like 3 times, level the playing field. A lack of know-of and a lack of know-how has been costing you business. That ends with the plan we're going to get into today. Number 2, the second principle is that your marketing strategy is greater than your marketing spend. I believe a lot of agents and a lot of team members, and maybe you watching right now, have been guilty of this, where I'm just going to throw money at this. I'm going to throw money at this person, this service, this hope and a prayer that it's going to get my marketing to really perform the way I want. And, you know, I've used this analogy before, that if you want a really pretty garden, you got to get your hands dirty. And what I mean by that is, if you want your marketing plan to really, really excel, to really drive growth and success and outcomes in your business, you're going to have to get your hands dirty and get in there and do that. But again, well, a lack of know-of and a lack of know-how can be an impediment from you being able to execute on a strong marketing plan, because if you don't know about some kind of a marketing, or you don't know how to do some kind of a marketing, it's not going to be a part of your plan. But wait a minute, AI is going to help you blaze right past those limitations. And now you're like freed up to think about, what is my strategy? What could be possible? If I was going to be implementing a marketing plan in 2026, as we roll into that year for my business, you should be asking yourself, in a world where AI is at my fingertips and available to go to work for me. What could be possible? Your strategy is greater than your marketing spend. I want you thinking through today as you're executing the prompts I'm going to give you. What is just a waste of my money? I'm just throwing money over there because I don't really want to kind of open up the closet door to see what's stuffed inside of there. Well, wait a minute. All of that changes, and you're going to see how. Third principle is that the results are in the repetition. Having a plan is really super duper. Working a plan is an entirely different story. If you do not take action on the plan you build, you can hardly have any kind of an expectation to get results of any form or another. You've got to work the plan. You've got to be consistent, and you've got to be committed and convicted to know that the plan you've put in place is the right plan for you. It's not somebody else's plan. It's your plan of marketing in a way that's going to build your brand, build your business. Now, the plan I'm going to share with you, and this is going to all be in AI, but I want you to understand what's in it strategically and how it's structured. I have a very simple approach to marketing plans. I would make the argument that most marketing plans are just filled with a whole lot of fluff. How do you feel about your marketing? What's your ambition? They ask all these questions about your marketing plan where the average person is like, I don't know, it would be more meaningful perhaps if I had more perspective on what would be possible and what's really working. I believe in a simple marketing plan. Hence, I'm calling this today the one-shot marketing plan. We're going to just, bam, we're going to knock it out going through these phases: goals, sources, channels. This to me is all the core of a marketing plan needs. Hey, what are the goals you have in place for your business? And I'm talking about tangible, objective, quantitative goals. I want to sell this many houses. I want to generate this much volume. I want to have this kind of a GCI or profitability. And GCI, in case that's a new term, it's common in the real estate industry. It stands for gross commission income. We're going to talk about some terms. You might have also heard of AGCI, which is adjusted gross commission income. Basically, gross commission income is your revenue. How much money did you make before expenses? Adjusted gross commission income is that commission minus splits you pay to either team members or your team itself or to your brokerage or to referral fees. It's minus the splits, but it's before other expenses and taxes. And then we move to the second section here, which is sources. Okay, so your goal is to sell this many homes or generate this much income for yourself. We have a goal. We're going to begin with the end in mind and then reverse engineer the strategy that's going to lead to the fulfillment of your plan, of your goal. Well, it's sources. Okay, so these are the deals you want to generate. Where are they going to come from? We ask the question, what are the sources of business that you believe will yield for you the sales and opportunities that will be necessary to achieve the fulfillment of your goal? So sources are a little bit different than channels. And a lot of folks are going to get this confused. We're having some strategic conversation before I get into the AI aspects of this. Channels are the communication or marketing channels that you utilize to work the sources. And so, for example, a source of business might be my past client referrals, my past clients, my sphere of influence. It could be, for example, portal leads like Zillow, if you're Zillow Flex or Premier Agent or something like that. It could be through pay-per-click efforts on Google or Meta. It could be through open houses. It could be through geographic farming. There are lots of different sources that you should have in place, and you can make the decision, but the AI will help you in terms of how many sources should you have in place. I would argue if you have grand plans, you're going to want to have diversification. At minimum, I want 3 to 4 sources of business where you can say, hey, I expect to fulfill my goals. If I want this many sales or this much volume or this much gross commission income, where's the deal? Where the deal's going to come from? No pipe dreams. And I got to tell you, like, that's a thing with a lot of marketing plans. A lot of marketing plans are just utter hot air. I have this hallucination of I want to do this or I want to do that, but there's not really a working of, okay, so if we're being honest and we're being tactical and strategic, where's the business going to come from? This is not a manifested marketing plan per se. This is a actual marketing plan where you're going to do the work. So we have to answer the question of what are the sources of business? And then once you identify your sources of business, we have to ask the question, well, what are you going to do to work those sources of business? How are you going to communicate with them? How are you going to market to them? How are you going to position yourself to be their agent, their go-to agent for whether it's a referral source or it's a source of buyers or a source of listings? What are you going to do to work those sources? And so this will be all embedded into the prompts I give you. I'm just, again, going through the process and methodology right now. But when you think about channels, The communication or marketing channels, you're thinking about calls, voicemails, text, and DMs. And I got a whole laundry list here. And this is not an exhaustive list, but I want to go through the work of helping you understand how do you distinguish between what is a source and what is a channel. The channel is the communication marketing channel you use to talk to the source. And by being in relationship with them, you position yourself to be the know you, like you, trust you agent of choice in whom they place their confidence, that they hire for the job. Door knocks, door drops, pickups, pop-bys. A lot of folks will use these types of techniques. You might be noticing, well, some of these, if you're reading the screen right now, some of these are what we call one-to-one marketing channels, and others are what we call one-to-many marketing channels. So like when I make a phone call, it's a one-to-one. I'm calling Harry, I'm calling Susan, I'm making a phone call to somebody. If I do a voicemail, it's also one-to-one, unless I get into broadcast voicemails where it's a voicemail drop. That could be a little bit different. Please be mindful of any regulations like Telephone Consumer Protection Act or do not call list that could have an impact on your marketing. I'm speaking, of course, of American legislation and laws, but make sure you know the laws of your land when it comes to marketing do's and don'ts. Then we start seeing one-to-many sources, or not I use my own wrong words, not sources. We start seeing one-to-many channels like bulk email, mass emails, social media such as content or building a community like a Facebook group or something like that, digital ads, Google, Facebook, YouTube, and others, events like open houses, or maybe you're hosting client parties, or maybe it's educational events like a first-time homebuyer seminar or a seller seminar. Sponsorships, maybe you sponsor local sports teams or local events, or you sponsor school happenings and things of that effect, yearbooks or whatever it might be. SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. GEO is the AI evolution of search, which is generative engine optimization. We have lots of content in the Academy talking all about GEO. So there might be some activities like blogging or just doing the work of getting cited as a source or recommended in AI searches. Like, for example, AI citations means some prospective seller says, who's the best realtor in Nashville, Tennessee, inside of ChatGPT, and you've optimized your digital presence to make sure it recommends you most times. It won't be all the time, but you've done the work to make sure you're getting your fair slice of the pie in terms of those citations. Online profiles stems off of that, really just improving those online profiles to position yourself for discovery. Part of marketing is attraction marketing. So you're going to see, you've probably heard these terms of push marketing, pull marketing. Some marketing pulls people in, like your online profiles. Some marketing pushes you out, like your emails or like your calls or text messages. So be thinking through the different approaches, and I'm just giving a broad brushstroke to a marketing plan. It's goals, it's sources, it's channels. The goals are, what are the outcomes you want as the result of executing your marketing plan? The sources are, where are these deals that tally up to my goals even going to come from? Is it my past clients, my sphere of influence? Is it open houses, GeoFarm? Is it portal leads like Zillow or Realtor.com or something like that? Where am I going to get the deals from? And then once you sort of tally up, I need this many from here and this many from here and this many from here, then you shift into, so what am I going to do to get these sources to yield that kind of fruit in terms of sales and opportunities? Enter into it our third little layer, which is channels. What are the marketing channels, the communication channels, whether they be one-to-one or one-to-many, whether they be push or pull, that you will collectively administer your marketing mix, your marketing stack, your overall marketing plan, whatever label you want to give to it. What's the marketing you're doing that by doing it, it's going to bring to life the fulfillment of your plan? I've got signage like billboards or shopping carts, things like that, which you might be thinking, well, I don't know if I can afford that. Well, it's okay, because the prompts I'm going to give you are going to help you consider your budget to be as strategic and thoughtful as possible. What's going to be the plan that is tailor fit for you to help you fulfill your goals without spending more than you're making, for instance? And you might be listening right now and thinking, wow, I can't believe I haven't always been using some kind of an AI. Well, it hasn't always been available. But you should be thinking, this could be really useful if I can have that level of collaboration with a ChatGPT that's been injected with my strategies, Jason's strategies, in terms of what does and doesn't work marketing-wise. What would it be like to be able to, in a very short sitting, create your greatest marketing plan ever. Mailers, postcards, magazines, things of that effect. Publications, maybe there's some local journal or a newspaper or something like that where you advertise just based upon your market area. Maybe there's really good opportunities for press or PR. Maybe you're in a high-end market and that's a big deal for you. TV and radio, or maybe it's like Hulu or Amazon's delivery network for their ads. Maybe those are opportunities you pursue. Again, push, pull, one to many, one to one. We're going to have a broad mix of marketing that when you put it all together, it stacks up to you achieving your goals. Now, I keep alluding to these prompts I intend on giving you. And so let's just zoom back to make sure we're on the same page. So far, we've talked about, hey, we don't want to chase shiny pennies. We want to focus on what we will do. We want to be aware of what we don't know, and that's where AI can help fill in learning curves. That's where AI can help you break down these limitations of, well, I don't know how to do that, or I didn't know that was possible. And we're going to have AI really help you put the right strategy to work for your marketing plan. I keep alluding to these prompts I'm going to give you, and I've sort of implied this. I'm going to outright state it now. The prompts I'm going to give you are going to take everything, and I don't mean to say prompts. It's actually just one prompt. It's a one-shot marketing plan. It's gonna have in it the entire methodology I've just gone through of the goals, the sources, the channels, talking about budgeting and talking about, are you dealing in a higher end market? Is it more about volume? Is it more about units? What kind of a business are you running? What's your spend like? What has it been like over the last couple of years? This prompt is going to stick itself to you like glue, and it's going to help you build your entire marketing plan. On the slides here, I have these. This is a metaphor or an analogy, a human cell or DNA or a seed. These are all like nature scientific examples of something very small that packs a really heavy punch. It has the blueprints that will unfold to bring about something way bigger than where it started. And the prompt I'm going to give you, my goodness, it has a lot in it. It's a long prompt, but it's as simple as I'm going to share the prompt with you, and all you have to do is copy and paste it into your ChatGPT and then hit enter, and it will auto drive that conversation for you. It's going to start asking you questions. You answer the questions in your chat, and then it's going to ask you the next question and the next question. And that first prompt you give it, that's going to be like the cell, the DNA, the genome, the seed, whatever analogy up here that you like on the screen. It's going to govern the entirety of the chat. I'm going to give you not just the prompt, I'm going to give you the entire chat that will lead to the fulfillment of your entire marketing plan. Now, one more note, let's talk about prompts. This is a great resource. Google has, this what do you need? It's a prompt engineering little free course they put together, and they have some helpful definitions of different types of prompts. I don't want you to worry yourself too much with this. This is just informational for you right now, but be aware of the fact that there are different kinds of prompts. Now, in these sessions, depending upon if you've been in the academy for a while or if you're brand new, depending upon whether you've taken my Intro to AI course or not, you've heard me talk pretty ad nauseum about the word prompt. And the simplest definition of a prompt is, it is the instruction you give to the AI. You might tell it to answer a question. You might tell it to do research. You might tell it to write something, to do something, to perform some kind of an action. But a prompt is simply your command. It's your instruction to the AI. And there are different types of prompts, and there are best practices that go along with those prompts to get better results with the AI. On the screen here, I've got some examples of what's called a direct prompt or a zero-shot prompt, which I'm going to read it to you. Zero-shot prompting involves providing the model, that's like ChatGPT, the model, with a direct instruction or question without any context or examples. I might say, write a haiku about presentation skills, whatever, and it will do it for me. It's a zero-shot prompt. I just went for it. Super short, super sweet. One fewer multi-shot prompts. This involves providing the model with one or more examples of the desired input and output pairs before presenting the actual prompt. So like I'm going to butter it up. Hey, like this, like this, like this, and then now go do this thing. There's a little bit more of a multiple messages happening in order to get there. Chain of thought prompts. This is where it starts to get interesting. Or a COT, chain of thought, is a prompting that encourages the model, I'm just reading the screen here, to break down complex reasoning into a series of intermediate steps. leading to a more comprehensive and well-structured final output. And then last, you see this zero-shot chain of thought prompts. This one's like a doozy. Combines chain of thought prompting with zero-shot prompting by asking the model to perform reasoning steps, which may often produce a better output. What I'm going to provide to you, I use this example back here of the DNA, the cell, the seed. I'm going to give you a zero-shot chain of thought prompt today. In fact, you're going to realize, Jason, I think you give us a lot of these. That's true. I've often referred to these as modular style prompts that I include in this academy. So when you look at the different resources in the library and the resources that are the companion resources for the different trainings inside of our lectures and labs, I'm almost always giving you what are technically called zero-shot chain of thought prompts. These are modular prompts that instruct the AI on how to think through an entire process from the start to the finish without having to reprompt it. And so the prompt I'm going to share with you, which we're going to jump over to my screen right now. Hang on, wrong button. We're going to jump over to my screen right now, is the marketing plan builder prompt. Now, you're going to see this link below where you're watching this video. Again, it's called the marketing plan builder prompt. And as always, every single resource in the academy, if you've been around for a while, you know this, we always include documentation to explain how to use the prompt. The prompts are always in these green little outlined bordered containers. All you have to do is click that little clipboard and copy it. And then above, you'll always see the same nomenclature, what this is. It explains what this resource, whatever the page, in this case, it's a prompt, as identified right there. It's a prompt. What it is, it's the one-shot marketing plan prompt. Now, technically, you're like, Jason, you really aren't giving us a one-shot marketing plan. No, technically, I'm giving you a zero-shot chain of thought marketing plan, but that didn't sound as cute and clever as just calling it a one-shot marketing plan. So we're calling it a one-shot marketing plan. I have actually mislabeled it for the sake of it sounding like a catchy title. So it explains what this is, and it's going to tell you the prompt's going to walk through 5 phases. The prompt's going to go through phase 1, audit. It's going to review your current production and your current spend and your budget. So when you sit down to use my prompt, remember, zero-shot chain of thought, copy, paste, go. That one prompt is going to literally tell the entire chat you're having with your ChatGPT. And you could use it in Gemini or Claude or Grok. You can use your preferred language model. I just think ChatGPT is what most of you are likely using. When you give it that one prompt, that's going to govern the entire conversation you have in that new chat. Now, don't go paste this prompt in a chat that isn't fresh. You want to start a fresh chat, copy and paste my prompt, and go 0 to 60. It's gonna govern the entire chat. First, it will walk you through an audit, so make sure you've got your numbers handy. You're gonna want to bring some data with you. It's gonna review current production and spend. What have you sold this year? It's gonna want to know where the deals came from. That way, it can figure out, okay, goals, sources, channels. What is this person already doing? Where are they already getting business from? Sources. What channels are they using to work those sources to produce the business to achieve the goals? So it's going to do a full audit first. And that might take you a very little amount of time, or it could take you an extended amount of time, depending upon how well you've been tracking and measuring. But you got to build a plan. Without a plan, the people perish. Without a plan, real estate agents, I'm sorry to say this, their years aren't what they want them to be. You need a plan. Number 2, the second phase it will take you through is called goals. Goals, where it's going to help you set measurable targets and budgets. Now, I told you, it's going to feel as if you're having a conversation with me through ChatGPT because I have poured myself as a marketing coach inside of this prompt. And so it's going to help you set goals for yourself in terms of what could be possible if you had the right marketing plan, the right marketing muscle behind it to produce the right results in your business. From there, once you feel great about your goals, you're going to go into the section called sources. It's going to help you identify where the business will come from. Obviously, it's going to likely build off of what's already been working. Now, if you're a brand new agent, it's going to take a slightly different path in terms of helping you identify starting points of sources of business. But if you've been doing this for a while, it's not going to reinvent the wheel. It's going to expand. It's going to build off of what's already been working and maybe help you identify how can I get more out of this source, or how can I add more sources to diversify where the deals are coming from. Once the sources is done, you move into channels, which is where you map out the marketing activities, push versus pull, one-to-many versus one-to-one. What are you going to do to work those sources to yield the fruits, to give you the sales, the deals, the referrals, etc. And then last, we're going to put it all together into a comprehensive plan. This prompt will literally generate a clean branded report that you can download and print. It will build you a full-fledged marketing plan. Now, again, nomenclature is always in our resources. First, what this is. And then second, we include a section called how to use this prompt. And everything I just told you is going to be reiterated right here in some clean steps to make it super easy for you to get the work done. I want to see you win in 2026, and you need a better plan. And planning has never been more effective than it is now when you have AI helping you to consider the plan, to create the plan, to fulfill the plan. My goodness, more, faster, better. That's the power of AI. It's a force multiplier of you. It's a force multiplier of your marketing. And then, again, you'll see the prompt. Now, I told you this prompt is pretty long. We're going to look at it in a moment, but I want to show you I want to foreshadow what's going to happen. So I told you the last section of this, the last phase of the prompt, that it will walk your chat through, because it's going to govern the whole thing. It's like a seed. It's a chain of thought, zero shot prompt. The last section we said was the plan. It's going to help you build effectively a printable plan. But we're going to go into round 2, and I'll explain round 2 in this lecture. We'll go deeper on it during the lab together. But let me jump back over to the slides really fast. There's a couple of new capabilities available to you in the world of AI. The first is called, and this is an either or. You can pick one or the other. Claude File Execution. This is a new feature that Claude has unveiled, where what we can do, you don't have to do this. You can do this. If you're like, well, Jason, the plan that ChatGPT made me is kind of ugly looking. I want mine to have pretty colors and to be brought to life and feel like a real marketing plan. I've got you. You can use one of these two to bring that to life. So we're going to take that finished, call it a PDF or a document that ChatGPT makes for you, and you can use Claude's file execution to actually bring that to life so that it looks really, really beautiful and branded, and you can print it and feel proud of it and look at it regularly. Your other option, which is probably what I'm going to recommend, is we're going to talk about this. So OpenAI, the parent company that owns ChatGPT, just launched this new initiative called Apps SDK. It's the second one here. And Canva is one of the early apps that is now, through this program, available inside of ChatGPT. So when we're all said and done, I can literally add one more prompt that says, I can tag Canva in and say, make this plan look pretty and according to my brand. And I'll show you exactly how to do all of this. So let's jump back over to our prompt. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to click copy. And we're going to go through this together, and I'm going to go relatively quickly because you're going to do this on your own. And then when we come together for the lab session, we'll slow it down, we'll troubleshoot it, we'll go through some demonstrations to make sure that you have a full grasp of how this prompt works and where we're going with building your marketing plan together. So let's jump over to ChatGPT. Oh, I have the screen up. I'll circle back to that. It's all right. We'll come back to that. All I have to do is click paste. And then as soon as it's in there, there's nothing to customize. Like you can see the prompt is very long. As always, the prompt has funny little characters like hash symbols and these things here. You don't have to worry yourself with this, but I do write my prompts in what is called markup. It just helps ChatGPT understand sort of the hierarchical importance of which of these is like the main heading, which is a subheading. It just helps it understand that. If that made no sense to you, don't worry about it. This is more about copy and paste the prompt and then follow the instructions. Don't worry so much about how I wrote the prompt, unless you're like me and you want to know how these things work. So once it's in there, all you have to do is hit the return key and then let it crunch. I'm going to let it have a second to think. All right, it didn't take but literally a second. And so it says, welcome to your one-shot marketing plan. I'll guide you from audit to action. So you finish with a clear, customized strategy, your personal plan, to personalize your plan. It wants to know your name or team name. It wants to know the period of time we're planning for. Is it going to be a quarterly plan, a 30-day plan? Is it going to be an annual plan? I'm going to recommend you do your 2026 marketing plan with me. Would you like to include today's date on your generated report? Would you like to customize any fonts or colors? Now, hold up for a second. I have baked in some level of beautification into the prompt that when you print the document, it's going to have some light formatting. It will not be nearly as graphic designed as if you use one of these two tools over here, which is either Claude File Execution or, not and, or the Canva app integration. I'm going to show you that. So just, there is some beautification in here, but it's not going to be nearly as pretty and stuff. Okay. So what I'm going to do is say, I'm providing a demonstration of how this prompt works. Please answer the questions for me as you see fit and as seems believable and reasonable. I can't spell believable. I before E except after C, or I don't know what I did wrong. Okay, so you don't want to do this. You should actually answer the questions. I'm just doing the fast forward version to make this thing go faster and show you sort of my little teacher's manual version of the prompt here. Okay, so it's filling in Jason Pantana and Company. There's some knowledge that my ChatGPT knows about me because it's baked into my account. So it's aware of AIM standard fonts and highlights. So it knows the colors just because I've got memory turned on and it knows me and I've put in custom instructions. Yours wouldn't offer that, mine will. So it's got all this stuff stored. It's October 19th that I'm filming this. And then let's go phase one. Would you like me to A, simulate the audit using realistic made-up data, or B, leave the fields blank so you can show an agent how they manually fill them in? I'm gonna go with A. And I'm just asking to do like fake stuff. I wanna simulate this. From start to finish, you can just see how the prompt works. Remember, the prompt is like a seed. I'm just answering the questions, and then it's going to respond based upon the instructions that were baked into that original prompt that you copied and pasted into your ChatGPT. Phase one is the audit. We're going to establish a baseline, basically. It's going to say I did 42 sales, 26 sellers, 14 buyers, 2 leases, 28.7 mil in volume. Not bad. 720 in GCI, 525 after splits. That's the adjusted gross commission income that we talked about. Approximate marketing operational budget is 60 grand. And it's going to put me into a financial mode called growth mode. Now you're going to see this come up. This prompt has baked into it 3 different modalities. You're either in make money now, maintain, or growth mode. And so it thinks I'm in growth mode. It's going to figure out where you are after it does the audit so that it doesn't try to stretch you beyond what is good practice. Okay, so then market context, it's going to be Greater Nashville, Williamson County. It's just making this up. Here's commentary. Again, I just asked it to make stuff up. It's going to tell my sources where approximately 40% of my deals came from past clients in Sphere, which includes repeat and referral business from the long-term network. It's saying 20% came from farming, 15% came from organic social media, Instagram and YouTube Reels. Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts is the proper name, ChatGPT. SEO, GEO visibility, again, search engine optimization, generative engine optimization. This means people who are searching either questions that a real estate agent can answer, or they are searching for who's the best real estate agent. And they're either searching in Google or in AI. Altogether, it's saying 10% of my deals came from there. Portal leads like Zillow and Homes, 10%. Agent referrals, 5%. National agent-to-agent referrals. There's a summary. Phase one's complete. Yeah, let's go move to goals. Okay, so it's asking, do you want to go to phase 2? Yep, I want to go. All you have to do is read and respond, read and respond, read and respond, and it builds the whole thing. And so it's going to go, and you're getting a sense of it's answering the questions for me, but that should give you a sense of what questions should you be prepared to answer in order to give it all the info it needs to really make a plan that you can execute and is going to deliver the goods in terms of achieving the goals you have declared and set for yourself. Okay, so goal, basis, and time frame, full year of 2026. We're going for GCI and units. So what that means is it's going to say, hey, do you want to anchor your plan to just units, just GCI, just volume, or some combination? I don't want to be the one to tell you what's going to motivate you. I would ask you the question, what motivates you? What makes this a winnable game to you? Is it getting sales? Is it hitting a certain volume threshold or a certain revenue that is gross commission income threshold? To me, the way I would think about your goals is it needs to be quantitative, not qualitative, not I felt great about myself. That's super, but this is a marketing plan. I'm looking for real tangible results. So we need something that can be counted, basically. We can count money and we can count sales. And that's going to be the outcomes that I want to fulfill with your marketing plan. We're going to begin with the end in mind and then build a plan that supports the achievement of those goals for you. Okay, so if it's what I mean to say is, hey, if you're motivated, like I just want to get 100 deals, or that's a lot, I want to get 50 deals next year, then do that. But if you're somebody who says, I want to hit $10 million in volume, then do that. What's going to motivate you where every day you wake up thinking, how much closer am I to the goal? That's the kind of goal you want to be putting in place for your marketing plan, because it will draw you to it like moth to the flame. Don't make it some obscure thing that's not like, I want it so bad, I want it. You want to feel like, I want it so bad, I want it. That way you're prepared to do the work. You're motivated to do the work to achieve the plan because the goal is right. Number 2, business targets. So target transactions, target GCI, adjusted GCI after splits, average GCI per deal, business mix, 65% listings, 30% buyers, 5% referrals. These should be outgoing referrals, presumably. Profit margin goal is 45%. In the mode, we're in growth mode. Remember, there's going to be 3 modes, and it will plot you. It's going to either and it will explain it to you as you get into it. It's just answer. This is like the teacher's key that we're looking at right now. It will explain maintain, growth, or make money now. Which one are you in? Number 3 is the recommended marketing budget. And then it will tell you, based upon Jason Pantana's guideline of approximately 10% of adjusted gross commission income for marketing. Now, that is what I teach, is you should, if we're making an annual plan, let's say that last year you walked away with $100,000 adjusted gross commission income. That means after you paid out splits and referrals, before taxes, before expenses, etc. Now, I'm counting on the fact that you're not spending more than you're making. And this prompt should help flesh that out if indeed you are, so we can correct course. Notwithstanding, my standard recommendation is 10% of your adjusted gross commission. So if last year that number was 100 grand, you're playing with $10,000 marketing budget in your 2026 plan. Adjusted gross commission times 10% is your annual marketing budget. That's your spend. That's all your money on it. And so we have to be strategic in terms of how to spend it. Now, it does have some elasticity to it. If you are in make money now, it's going to be a lot more penny pinching, imprudent. Tom Ferry calls it sweat equity versus check equity. You're not going to just throw money at the problems. You're going to throw hustle at the problems. However, if you're in growth mode, it might give you the license to extend to like a 15% of your budget. So it's going to have the ability to work with you to figure out what's your financial status right now. I am well aware of the fact that the market has not been as frothy as we would all like it to be. And so we're going to work together to reduce your cost. Like, to me, that's one of the biggest benefits of AI and learning how to put AI to work. Not only will AI help you obliterate learning curves and expand the possibilities of, well, I didn't even know that kind of marketing could be done, nor did I know how to do it. But now with AI as a companion, as a teammate, level playing field, the possibilities are endless. But beyond that, the benefits of AI include save you time, save you money. What if there are services or marketing or subscriptions you're paying for that are adding up to hundreds or thousands of dollars a month, and you go through this experience and realize, oh my goodness, AI can do this better for me. This prompt has so much of AI Marketing Academy in it that I can now put to work for me different strategies and tactics we've talked about throughout the entire year to build a marketing plan that is more intelligent, more efficient than ever before. It can save you time, it can save you money so that you can have more profitability for yourself and put yourself back into a state of growth if maybe you've been struggling. I'm speaking to the person who's struggling. Different agents, different teams are in different positions going into this plan. And what I want for all of you, regardless, is that 2026 is the best year of your career. And it is possible with the right plan of action. So you can extend it like 15% if you're in growth mode, but I don't think you need to go past that really. Okay, adjusted GCI, base marketing investment, and then it's doing all the calculations for me. Number 4 is a calibration check. It just double checks in there. You can read that. I'm not going to get into it right now. Phase 2 is complete. Do you want to go to phase 3? Now remember, I asked it to answer all the questions randomly. It's not going to answer the questions for you. Now, that doesn't mean you couldn't use my prompt, feed it some information and say, what would you do? And then rely upon its own innovative ideas to maybe kind of stir the pot or energize your own thinking about what could be possible. Like you can see, I'm actually using this prompt right now, and I'm saying, just do it yourself. I want to see what you come up with first. It's built with flexibility for you to use it the way you want to use it. But what I mean to say is, it's going to be best if you allow the prompt to draw from you the audit, the baseline, the goals, those sorts of things, so that it can then help you build a plan to achieve those goals. I'm not answering all the questions one at a time, but you will be. Phase 2 is complete. Let's go to phase 3. Let's go can't type, 3. Okay. And then it goes, excellent, moving to phase 3, sources. So it's already outlined where the deals came from last year, and it's going to sort of iterate on what they should be this year. You have say in this. I'm just asking it to answer for me in the essence of time. But you have say on, I want to add a source and so forth. Top 3 sources, emerging growth, risk concentration. It's going to give us, so it says phase 3 complete. I don't think what's important in this training right now is for me to walk through everything it says, because what it says to you is going to be different than what it's saying to me, and what it says to you is all that matters. Phase 3 is complete. Let's go phase 4. Yep, phase 4. Perfect. Moving into phase 4. Channels. So again, it's goals, sources, channels. Begin with the end in mind. Where are the deals going to come from? Let's be honest. We want to add up to that many sales. We want to add up to that much volume, where the deal's going to come from. And then channels. How do we intend on working the sources to get them to actually yield the fruits we claim they can yield for us? You're not going to get referrals unless you work your database. You're not going to get listings unless you work your farm. So what's the work? What are the channels that you're going to put to work your sources? That was a bit of a tongue twister. So it's going to use email marketing, direct mail, client events, calls and texts, and things of that effect. Now it's using, that's interesting, it's using a 555 follow-up system. This is an adaptation of Tom Ferry's 554. It's funny, I've actually adapted it in the past to 555. I think that's where it's getting it from, which is 5 people you know, 5 people you don't know, 5 follow-ups. Now, one note, what happens if you're using this prompt and it uses some kind of an acronym or a term that you are unfamiliar with? You just ask it, what does that mean? Hey, you said this. I don't know what that is. And it answers you. This is just a chat. If you don't feel like typing, just turn the little microphone dictate button on and talk to it as if you were talking to me, your marketing coach, to help you build this plan. And it will explain itself to you because there's a lot baked into it. So it starts building out the channels for this source. So for the past clients in Sphere, it's saying email, direct mail, client events, calls, and text. For farming, it's saying postcards and mailers, door knocking and events, social media ads paid where there's targeting, and then YouTube shorts. And then it's building out the plan for you. Now you have say in this, and you can push back. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Or why did you say this and not that? I want you to push against the wall and find the soft spots, and then find the studs, and then just really nail into the studs of opportunity for your marketing plan. SEO and GEO. Number 5 was portal leads. Number 6 is agent-to-agent referrals. So it did 6 sources. I told you before, I would recommend having at least 3 or 4 sources minimum. The more you can diversify, so long as you can sustain and maintain that much marketing, more power to you. But I also want you to think to yourself, you are a busy agent. You wear lots of hats. The job real estate agent is the epitome of wearing lots of hats. You're responsible for the entirety of the business. Showings and contracts and operations and appointments and marketing and sales and all the things that you do, all the things that go into it. I want you to remember, not only is AI going to help you plan the plan, it's going to help you work the plan. You should be thinking through, what are all the ways I'm going to infuse and sew into my marketing procedures more AI so that I can operate smarter, faster, better in 2026 using AI. That's my goal here. All right, phase 4 is complete. Let's go phase 5, okay? So phase 5 is where it actually builds the plan synthesis. It puts it all together, and it is now writing my plan. And so it's got cover page, and this is just like the draft of it here. Table of contents, where it goes through everything we did. Overview, business audit, goals and budget, sources and channels, Projects and programs. This is a section that it will start walking you through. We kind of glazed over it because I'm having it answer for me. But projects and programs it will lead you through a strategic discovery. Okay, so you've identified these are your goals, these are your sources, these are your channels. In terms of the when, W-H-E-N, when are we going to work the plan, it's going to help you map out what are some of the major projects that you need to really chip away at that have to be done for this plan to really work. And then on the other side of projects is programs. Programs are recurring experiences. So like a project might be, I really need to get a new listing presentation. That could be a project. That might be one of the outcomes of a marketing plan. But a program might be, I really need a stronger kind of offer I make to sellers. So maybe you come up with a guaranteed sold strategy or something like that. It's some kind of an offer that you can make that is marketable, so to speak. It's a program that's available. Number 6 is AI insights and recommendations. I have asked the AI to use its own analysis based upon this entire conversation and chat. What does it see that maybe we aren't seeing because we lack the perspective or we've got our own bias or whatever it is? It's going to give you a fresh set of eyes and perspective. And it's not going to be overwhelming. It's typically looking for the top 3 or 4 insights. It's not going to overwhelm you with so much that you feel like you can't do anything right. Number 7 is your appendix. And then we have a footer. And then mine says the name of the company, One Shot Marketing Plan, AI Marketing Academy, and then the plan is complete. Would you like me, I'm reading the last part here, would you like me to format it in a print-ready layout, 8.5 by 11 with headers, pages, and light branding cues, or keep it clean? Yes. Yes, please. Make it print-ready, please. Okay, and then I'm going to pause while it works. Let's actually see how fast it goes. I think it's doing it. It's got some code going on. I'm gonna pause while it's working. Okay, it finished what it was doing, and it doesn't look a lot different, but you can see it's got like page break. It's got some code cues in here, and then if you go all the way down to the bottom, it does another, which was a little redundant. Do you want a PDF file? And you could say, yeah, I want a PDF file, or a Canva layout with your A4 template, colors, fonts, and so forth exported. Now, here's what I wanna go back to. I talked to you about, you have 2 tools, Claude File Execution or Canva Apps SDK. I'd like to show you both so you can pick your favorites. And I don't want this to be overwhelming. You could say, Jason, I'm done. I don't need my marketing report to be pretty. And if that's the case, then you would just jump back over here to our screen to ChatGPT and say, I'm just gonna say, make me that PDF, please. And then let it work. Now, while it works, I'm gonna let it work in the background while I'm talking. You can see it's in the process now of taking all the stuff and it's making it do its thing. And you might say, Jason, I don't wanna get out of ChatGPT. I don't need it to be pretty. I'm good. Or you might say, I really would like this to be visually inspiring to me. Again, that brings back your 2 choices. There are others, but the 2 I'm recommending are either you use Claude and their new file creation extension, or you can use Canva. Now, first things first, let me download the PDF. And here it goes. And let's take a look at how it came out for us. So I'm gonna get my mouse to work. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna expand that so it's larger. And it's not that pretty. It's a PDF plan. It's kind of basic. Okay, so be it. You could take that, or you could say, I wanna make this much more robust, and it's gonna be one of those 2 versions. However, before I follow that thought, I would like to add this. You might be looking at this plan, which is a one-shot overview of your marketing plan, and thinking I needed to be more detailed. So what I could say is, could you actually be more prescriptive and detailed in the day-to-day execution of the marketing plan? I can clearly see what channels and sources are part of the plan, but I need a strategy to work those channels and sources. Go. So if you're looking at this and thinking, I'm the kind of person who works better when there's just step-by-step vivid detail, it has the ability for you to push back at it and get more out of it. Or you can just say, I'm happy with the bigger picture and I want to look at that as sort of a reminder, and then I'll go through my day a little bit more, letting the wind in my sails guide me. however you're going to work best to follow your plan. Some people are like, if it's too rigid, I can't follow it. And other people are like, I need it to be incredibly prescriptive. Either way, we've got you. And so you can have it go way, way deeper, just way deeper. And this is what I like about the system. It's going deeper, but it's on the foundation of an intelligent marketing plan, goals, sources, channels that will logically lead to you achieving what you're looking to achieve, whether it's units or volume or whatever it is. This is not a hot air marketing plan filled with stuff you don't need to get into. This is a brass tacks, what's going to move the needle in your business kind of marketing plan. Okay, so it got a lot more detailed, and it gave me a new PDF which I already downloaded while I was paused, and it was building for me. And that new PDF looks like this. It's the one-shot marketing plan with a little bit more specificity in it in terms of what I want the plan to be, but it's still just kind of basic because ChatGPT, let's face it, is not a graphic designer. That's where you might be interested in Claude and their new file creation. So option one, and again, we're going to go through these more in the actual lab session. So for the lecture, I wanted to be focused on what's the actual plan. What are you going to do in your marketing mix? In the lab, we'll get a little bit more into how do you make the plan look pretty and branded and things like that, if that matters to you. That's not going to be all we talk about in the lab. We're going to talk about the actual strategic planning parts too, and the prompt and that kind of a thing. But I wanted to make sure that we can go deeper because this is the more technical part of using AI technology to do something more complex. Inside of Claude, and this, what I'm going to show you does require a paid version of Claude. That may be an instant, I'm out. That's fine. I'm going to give you two solutions today. Claude, C-L-A-U-D-E, is one of my favorite large language models. It is a ChatGPT alternative, and it excels in a couple of unique, specific ways. So if I go into my settings of Claude, using any paid account will do. It doesn't matter what tier I pay for. It's still available. If I go to capabilities under my settings, you're going to want to just turn on pretty much everything. So I've got on artifacts and AI-powered artifacts. And then down here under experimental, you're going to turn on code execution and file creation. Code execution, I was trying to zoom in there, and file creation. Claude can execute code, don't be intimidated, to create and edit docs, spreadsheets, presentations, PDFs, and data reports. And so that's going to be something worth getting into. Okay, with that on, we're going to click to our sidebar and just open up a new chat. Let's just do new chat. New chat, there it is. Okay, great. I'm going to say, this is my marketing plan, and you can say really whatever you want here. You don't need an official prompt for this one. Marketing plan, I made using ChatGPT. It's kind of bland looking and could use the touch of a world-class graphic designer. Please bring this to life. Here is my attached plan and my brand kit for your reference. Okay, typo on the word looking. And then I promised it a couple of things. First, the plan that I downloaded, which is right here. So there's my revised marketing plan with everything. I just drag and drop, attach it as a PDF. Remember, I downloaded it over here in ChatGPT by just clicking that little thing there. And then I also said I was going to give it a style guide. So I'm just going to click the little plus, upload a file. I'm going to search for AIM palette. That's what I call it. Here it is. This is just a style guide. This is what it is. It just says, these are my fonts. These are my colors. You don't have to have an official PDF like this. You could just write out, I like Arial as a font. I like my colors to be red, white, and blue. Whatever you want. You can put it in any way you want, just so that the AI knows what you care about design-wise. I'm going to say, push the envelope in terms of a wow design. I want to look at this plan and be visually inspired every day. Bring it to life. I'm just pushing it. Like, I want a really great design. And then I'm going to just, I want to say, make it a PDF, please. I want to tell it what kind of a file am I asking you to make for me. That's important because we're using the file execution and it can do spreadsheets, documents, things like that. I want a PDF. So go. And then while it works, I'm going to just go on pause for a second. Okay, it's still running in the background, but let's jump over to the other solution I said I'd offer you, which was the Canva integration. OpenAI, the parent company that owns ChatGPT, just launched their new big initiative called Apps inside of ChatGPT. It's called Apps SDK. SDK just stands for Software Developer Kit. It just means they made a way for major apps like Canva or Spotify or Zillow to put their app experience literally inside of people's chats within their own respective ChatGPT accounts. So I can close this tab, and inside of my own ChatGPT, to enable these functions, you just click on your little face in the lower left, click on Settings, and then you go down to Apps and Connectors, and you can see I've already attached Canva, but these are apps that I have not yet attached. You would just click on the respective app. It might ask you to log in to your account with that app, so I do have an account with Canva. And then once it's in, so that when I go to, for example, I could go to a new chat or I could just stay here. And I could just hit the little plus, click more, click Canva, and I'm gonna say, use my Canva and reimagine. Actually, I'm gonna go steal my prompt that I just wrote over here. I'm just gonna go like this. Jump back over. So I just said, this is my marketing plan. Maybe check, all right. Reimagine this marketing plan you just made. It's kind of bland looking. I can use a touch of world-class graphic design, bring it to life. Here's my attached, I don't need that. Here is my attached brand kit, because they already have the plan. The plan's right there. I'm just editing right now as I'm on the video. Here's my attached brand kit for your reference. Push the envelope in terms of a wow design. I want to select blah, blah, blah. Make it, I don't need to do that. Bring it to life. And then I'm gonna just give them the, aim palette. So I click the plus, add photos or files. I'm gonna say, oh, there it is. Oh, well, there it was, aim palette. I was like, how convenient, it's right there, but I moved. All right, there's that, and I've got Canva selected. So I have to turn the app on, and then I can say, go, and while it's working in the background, I want you to see how I get started, and then we'll circle back to it, because it does need some time for this. Connecting to the app, so I've clearly, it's not searching the web, it's not analyzing, it is connecting to the app, and it's gonna do some work for us here. Now this could take a minute, well, maybe not. So it read through my style guide, it's now looking for the concepts and all this kind of stuff. It's working on what it's gonna do. And this is part of what's so neat about these apps inside of ChatGPT. It's that it's not just ChatGPT being able to access the apps, it's ChatGPT deciding how to use the apps. It's going to design for me within my Canva, which is just kind of crazy. So I'm gonna say option A, would you like me to build this as a Canva design so you can edit it visually, or just generate a redesigned PDF? I'm gonna just say A, so that it knows what I want. Canva is still selected down there. You wanna make sure it is, because if it ever isn't, it's no longer talking to that app. Connecting to the app, let's let it work. I'm gonna jump over to see what's been happening over here with this. Okay, so here's what Claude came up with. Again, I'm gonna go slower on the lab to talk about the Claude and the Canva integration opportunities, because it's not that I think you need a pretty beautiful marketing plan. It's that we're talking about a really innovative use of AI, which is graphic designing presentations for your brand. That's a pretty remarkable use case, because honestly, it goes way beyond just making your marketing plan. We could be talking about making listing presentations, buyer consultations, listing flyers. Graphic design through these two tools just got way easier. So it designed the 2026 one-shot marketing plan for Jason Pantana and Company. I can just download it as a PDF when I'm done, and you can scroll through and look at how pretty it made it. Now there's some errors there. So I could say like, hey, page 3 had some overlaps. Fix, please. And then I'm just gonna save my feedback until I've gone all the way through. So you can iterate. Tell it what you like, what you didn't like, what you're now imagining, and it can help you make another version 2 of this, until you're happy with what the plan looks like. Not too shabby, right? I mean, if it can do it in a matter of a minute or two. Let's jump back over to our ChatGPT and see where we're at. So it looks like the Canva integration is, oh, that's lovely. How perfect. I'm recording it and they're having a little technical issue. I'm gonna give it one more shot. Please try again. And if it doesn't work, as you're watching this video be recorded, I did do this yesterday when I practiced, and I will show you what it came up with, just to give you a sense of what's actually possible. I'm gonna pause it and let's see what happens. Okay, we're still running into an issue, so that's all right. I've opened up another tab here. This is the chat I had yesterday. I wanna give you a sense of what you're gonna experience once they figure out whatever bug in the system is causing that error right now. And it can tell you this is Canva, and it gave me 4 options. And you can literally click on the one that you like the best, that you think is the coolest design, and then it will actually open it up inside where you can view the pages. I haven't loaded all these pages yet, but it will create previews of each of the pages, and you can give feedback on what you like, what you didn't like, what you want different. And then when it's done, you literally open it up in Canva, and you have full control over an editable graphic designed project inside of Canva. We'll talk more during the lab about Claude and their file execution, and also this feature here where tools like Canva are now built in as apps within ChatGPT to bring that plan to life. So jumping back to the slides, this concludes our session. It's like what I said at the very beginning, that a lack of and know-how is costing you business. With AI, all learning curves are obliterated. Your marketing strategy is greater than your marketing spend. You cannot solve a lack of outcomes with marketing with just pure money. You need strategy, which is why you need a plan. And then last, you got to remember the results are where? They're in the repetition, my friends. Once you have the plan, you must work the plan. Thank you so much for being a part of this academy. I can't wait to see you in our upcoming lab. Get to work. It's October. It's time for your one-shot marketing plan.